Hello everyone and welcome to my next reaction to a classic Who. So I am going to be completely honest with you. I'm still reeling from the ending of that last reaction. And I feel like so much of my thoughts on this entire season is probably going to be very contingent on how it all wraps up and everything like that, but I'm still stunned. And it's been a little bit since I watched it. Not like too long, but you know, I've had time to process and I'm still like, wow, that happened. Okay, so I'm, cautiously going into the next one. All right, let's go.
We are all aware of your feelings of sorrow, Doctor. Has the recess given you sufficient time to overcome the distress of your bereavement?
Probably not.
The cavalier manner in which the Doctor permitted his young companion to be destroyed militates against this charade of concern.
Doctor, are you ready to present your evidence?
Yes. Yes, I am grateful to you, madam, for according me the same privilege as the Valiant and allowing me access to the Matrix. My excursion will be into the future.
Is it going to be the Doctor's defense that he improves?
Precisely.
This I must see.
I mean,
my submission concerns a crisis which threatens the lives not only of a group of people confined together with no means of escape, but would, if unresolved, threaten every mortal being on the planet Earth.
Proceed.
Okay. I am happy that he is getting a story in his defense.
The crew is aboard. The last passengers are reporting in. Many will never complete the journey. For in order to protect a secret hidden on the space liner, one will become a murderer.
Ooh, a murder mystery.
The other way round, I think. You are in cabin 9, and that is where you will find your luggage, Professor.
Let's hope so.
You're in cabin 6, Mr. Grenville?
She's fun.
If you have any problems during the Hamlet, how pleasant. At least one face not belonging to a stranger.
I'm sorry, I think you must be mistaken.
You came to investigate shortages in the granary.
My name is Grenville, and I've never been to Stella Storer. You're obviously confusing me with someone else.
Is he?
I could have sworn. Even the voice is the same.
An investigator.
Brookner, go and check the safety measures for the isolation room.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 4, 35,
No!
37, 38, 39, 40.
Oh my goodness! Why did I? Okay.
Mel, have you studied my ears lately?
It's your waistline I'm concerned about.
Oh!
Seriously, though, is it my imagination, or have they started to grow longer?
When I start to call you Neddy, then you can worry. Drink up.
Carrot juice. I'm wearing the right color.
You've got your translator switched on, sir.
Why did we not depart on schedule?
We were delayed for a late arrival. Gentleman from your planet, as a matter of fact.
A Megarian.
Unidentified craft. I've tried all the standard frequencies.
Without response?
Not a bleep.
Perhaps it's a piece of space flotsam.
You make delicious coffee, Janet.
Oh, well, if you don't want the benefit of my advice.
Uh-oh!
Quickly, Mel, press the red button, get the message on the screen. Press it, press it!
You said red.
Did I? Must be the carrot juice making me colourblind.
We have to respond.
Practically on our doorstep.
Okay. Also, I love the idea of introducing a companion this way. like a story in the future. They already know each other.
Come on, Doctor! Sense what?
Evil.
Mm-hmm.
There's evil in this place.
If the doctor is cautious, I'm worried.
I've got a better idea. Let's go to Paroushaimer, a fascinating
Doctor!
place with... So much for your enthusiasm. Let me do the talking. I can explain.
Shut up, move. You never heard anything.
Was that a gun? It looked...
Already told you.
Mr. Edwards, what about the security tape?
Deactivated, sir.
Which indicates knowledge of our procedures. Just my thoughts too, Commodore. Now, that leaves only one objective your assailant could have had. To send a message. I was trying not to state the obvious, Mr. Rudge. Well, that'll do.
Stop poking that contraption into my spine.
We heard a noise in the cargo. Mr. Roger found these two.
Is it? Yes, it is. Captain Tonka Travers.
Commodore.
Oh.
Of all the places in this infinite universe, you have to turn up on my ship.
Commodore, didn't you send the Mayday call?
Me?
No, we had to respond.
That's true, sir.
I am fully conversant with the navigational code, Mr. Edwards. I authorized no Mayday signal. My communications officer is attacked and then you appear.
And a fat lot of thanks we've got for our pains.
If I seem to lack gratitude, young woman,
Melanie, known as Mel.
it is because on the previous occasion that the doctor's path crossed mine, I found myself involved in a web of mayhem and intrigue.
Saved your ship, though, Commodore.
Yes, you did, though whether it would have been at risk without your intervention is another matter.
That sounds accurate.
Stowaways. I could have done without that on my final service report.
If you're expecting an easy ride on your last voyage, mister, I'm afraid you're not going to get it.
I think you're being a mite unfair, sir.
Well, don't be too diligent in policing the doctor.
Can I have clarification of that instruction, sir?
Give him enough rope and he will snare our culprit for us.
I mean, it is likely. Oh. Whoa! Oh. Uh-oh. Why do I feel like whatever's in those things won't be good? I don't mean to be pessimistic.
I can't rid myself of the feeling I'm being used. Whoever sent that message knew me.
The Commodore. He's met you before.
He'd have said.
Would he? Admit he needs outside assistance.
An intriguing possibility, but that's all.
Look, the quickest way out of this is to solve the mystery.
That could also be the quickest way into trouble.
Why don't you ask for a passenger list?
Don't hustle me, Mel.
Who's hustling? All I'm saying is that you might recognize a name. Simple, isn't it? Meanwhile, I wander around, poke my nose into a few nooks and crannies, and see if anyone tries to make contact. We were restricted to the passenger quarters. This is only the lounge.
Okay. Okay. I mean, as always, be careful, love.
Looking for something, miss?
I see you at the gymnasium. I thought I might do a bit of limbering up.
That's the spirit.
Man, she loves working out.
So you can...
I wonder if you could help me.
I'll do my best.
I'd like to see a copy of the passenger list.
Good place to start. Dun dun dun.
Sorry. If you get tired of aerobics, just select another tape.
Fun.
We have a problem in the hydroponic center.
The hydroponic centre? What's happened?
It's been broken into.
Get Bruckner down there.
Mel, you have to eavesdrop on conversations like that.
Yes? Yes, I heard, but who's speaking?
You're very persuasive, Doctor. I can't possibly.
Oh, it's not important. It's just a whim. I'm subject to whims, so I'm told.
The Doctor wants a passenger list.
Why not? Indeed, the idea makes good sense.
Well, if I could just spot a familiar name...
We get our culprit. You'll bid us farewell. Then I should have thought of that myself, Doctor. I'm due to retire after this voyage.
No. No, all complete strangers, I'm afraid. Pity.
He's been in touch. He wants you to meet him in cabin 6.
Did you see him? Get a name.
No, just a message. Let's go.
Ah, before you go rushing off, Mel, do you know what a Judas goat is?
Yes, it's a decoy goat.
I think I shall refuse the role.
Then where are you going?
For a non-provocative stroll around the deck.
You appalling dunderhead. Now, couldn't you prepare this?
I assumed you'd want to see the damage for yourself, Professor.
And I suppose it never penetrated your thick academic skull to check the pods?
That was the first thing I did. They're stable. The meter seat.
They're gone.
Uh-huh. But what exactly are the pods? Get the shoe.
You're not supposed to be in here.
And what about you? Going for a stroll? You just said that to put me off.
There's no sense in putting two heads into the noose.
Looks like someone.
She almost threw a shoe at you.
Yes. What is it?
Emergency in the waste disposal unit.
Can't take that. Whoever's been dumped in there has been pulverized into fragments and sent floating in space, and in my book, that's murder. You called a medic for this man?
Of course, sir. Straight away.
Begin earning your salary and find out who that belonged to.
I may be able to help you there, Commodore.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
The passenger in cabin 6 sent for the doctor. When we got there, he was gone.
Doesn't follow that he wound up in the pulverizer.
The room was a wreck.
And there was a single shoe. Exactly the same pattern.
Oh my god.
To be complete,
Present it like Cinderella.
Requires its grim conclusion.
Any suggestions why a mineralogist who wanted to see you should be killed?
None at all.
Or why it is that every time you appear on the scene, people begin to die?
Hey, I don't care who you are. You've no right to say that to the doctor.
Yes,
Aw.
he does, Mel.
Oh. They did not present the shoe like Cinderella, and I'm disappointed in that.
Never mind then.
That's it then. End of the line.
What do you mean?
Well, our contact. Obviously, he's the one who's been pulverized.
So we give up.
What else?
I told you about the sudden panic when I was in here.
My dear Melanie, if you wish to pursue this completely arbitrary course, pray hurry along to the hydroponic centre and leave me to my static and solitary peregrinations. Hold it! Just a minute. I don't remember that.
How could you remember? These events are in your future.
I reviewed that section earlier when I was preparing my defence. There have been changes.
I'm so
That isn't what happened.
fucking
Look,
done with these.
Melanie, her
Keep
information
this
was
court.
important.
What isn't completely uncharacteristic is this resort to excuses and subterfuge. To gloss over the death of Perry, the doctor conveniently presents us with another companion.
Hardly a convenience, Valliard. These events are in the doctor's future. He would not have met the young woman yet.
But my assumption of why he has pursued such an arbitrary course in aborting this tale still remains.
Arbitrary course.
That she too is going to her death.
No! No, look, I'm sorry, madam, I can't explain, but I have a feeling I am being manipulated. That the evidence is being distorted.
I believe you.
Absolutely preposterous. Forgive
It
me,
is-
sagacity.
okay.
The idea the Matrix could lie. No.
No, this is total fabrication.
The truth, Doctor! You sent your companion down the cargo hold into a situation which you described, I quote, can't you sense it, Mel? Evil?
No, this is all wrong. Every instinct of which I am capable would have made me prevent her.
Yet you did not.
Either you continue with your submission, or I must consider the evidence for the defense to be concluded.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Okay. Okay. So angry.
What are you doing prowling around down here?
Prowling? Why should I be prowling?
Because this is off limits. And I suspect you know it.
I'm not going to touch anything. What harm could it do?
I'll no doubt regret this. Come on, a conducted tour only, no wandering off on your own.
So was the hydroponic centre set up specially for them?
Yes, we had to allocate part of the hold.
Why is only low spectrum light allowed in the place?
Something to do with photosynthesis. Low spectrum light allows the plants to stay dormant. Now, I'll go first. We don't want you breaking your neck. At least not until...
Also, Mel, the scream girl. The lungs on you, girl. Oh no. They're no longer going to be dormant.
He's dead, all right.
Stay with him. I'll send help.
Oh no. Mel. Oh no. Oh, he's gonna get it. Gonna get it.
Another death, Doctor. But for the caprice of chance, the victim would have been your companion, Mel. Your culpability is beyond question.
When I viewed the Matrix earlier, that isn't what happened.
More futile grasping at straws. When the facts turn against you, cry fraud.
I am being manipulated, but the only way to discover why, and by whom, is to press on.
The doctor's literally like, fuck it. At this point.
Why aren't you wearing a pulsometer? The heart should be monitored while exercising.
Which heart would you suggest, madam? Unfortunately...
Doctor, you're required on the bridge.
Ah! The Commodore wants a chat.
She was caught running from the scene. She can't deny that.
I haven't tried. I persuaded Edwards to show me the hydroponic centre. It was booby-trapped.
Booby-trapped?
If it hadn't been for Edwards, it would have been me who was killed.
Oh.
What? Are you certain?
What is it?
They say they can't find Edwards anywhere in the hole, sir.
But he must be there.
I thought you left a man down there.
I did, sir.
Well, where is he? Raj?
They say there's no sign of him either, sir.
The guards disappeared too.
Uh-huh.
Well, now perhaps you'll accept that I'm not responsible. You've had me in custody.
The perfect alibi, Commodore.
2, if not all 3, murdered. But you, standing there in your divine state of innocence, you can't tell me what's happening, can you?
The answer's simple enough. You've got a killer on board.
The doctor. A leaf. The killer plants. Very Little Shop of Horrors.
Can't just play a passive role.
I'm cogitating.
About what?
Whether his job is to keep unwanted visitors out, or...
Keep someone in.
And that's how you and Professor Lasky
Oh.
rationalize the situation. Oh, the pot!
Uh-huh.
Fool must have introduced high-intensity light into the centre.
We're confronted with a catastrophe, and that's your reaction. Don't you realize what's been unleashed?
Dun dun dun.
What's going on in there?
Don't ask me. I'm only the security officer.
Let's find out though, shall we?
Dad,
Oh,
what do you want them for?
Professor Lasky. She's an agronomist.
You better leave me to cope with this.
You?
This is a situation that requires tact and finesse. Fortunately, I am blessed with both. Professor Lasky,
Are you?
Oh, it's you. That's
Are
me.
you?
What do you want?
I understand that you're an agronomist.
A dermatologist, to be precise.
That is not how I would describe 6.
Then you're well qualified to tell me about these.
Fetch the security officer.
Can I help?
At once.
May I be told what's wrong, Professor?
This man's a thief.
Now what have you landed us in?
The music there.
Are they special, Professor?
Just when
The
I was
Demeter
going...
seeds, yes, they are. They represent a tremendous advance, a colossal leap.
What
Do
did
they?
you call them? The Demeter seeds?
Name of a god.
Food of the gods. They'll increase potential yield 3-fold, and even more, they'll grow in desert sands. What is it, man? Don't stand there hovering.
You sent for him.
Oh, yes, not to worry.
But I do worry, especially when serious allegations are made. You accuse the doctor of being a thief.
Oh, that? A mistake. The fellow may be a fool, but he's not a criminal.
Oh.
Project our course through the sector ahead.
No, Doctor.
Oh. Mel.
No need for concern, just a navigational adjustment. For your information, the change of course will bring our landfall forward by 72 hours. Switch on your translator.
Surely we are approaching the sector with the black hole of Tartarus.
That's correct.
If you are saving time, we must be going closer to the black hole.
There's no danger. Safety margin is more than adequate.
That is hardly the denial.
Simply a bromide.
If you sought reassurance, I have given it.
That word reassurance bears sinister undertones for we Megarians. It is the word the Earthlings used when first they persuaded us to allow them to seek mines on Moga. A limited concession was all they requested, and now they are stripping our planet bare.
True.
Oh.
Is a stranger to the Earthlings.
I have visited your planet. It's very rich in natural resources.
Which will soon be exhausted if these Earthlings are not restrained.
Are we to be subjected to a dissertation on interplanetary politics now, sagacity?
Maybe it's relevant.
You think it was? You are so pathetically intent on incriminating me, you haven't been watching what's going on.
My eyes never left the screen.
Something vital just happened in that scene. And the Valiard perversely switched our attention to more trivial matters.
Tell us what it was that happened and enjoy your moment of triumph.
Triumph? Well, there's no cause for celebration. One of the occupants of that lounge is about to die.
Another murder?
Yes. And if you had been watching, you would know who was the intended victim.
These passengers are dropping like flies. Oh no. Is it poison?
Search the passenger cabins. No.
Maybe it's good the doctor didn't indulge.
Want them to real.
Oh no!
I'm trying to save him!
He will die if you remove his helmet.
Bulgarians can't breathe oxygen. Surely you're aware. He's not a Bulgarian!
He's not.
Then who is it?
If you kindly allow me to remove his face.
Mr. Grenville.
Grenville? The passenger from cabin 6.
The man who's supposed to be dumped in the pulverizer.
His name isn't Grenville. It's Hallett.
Oh! Oh! From earlier. Oh!
Send a stretcher party to the lounge.
Yes, sir. I'll organise that immediately.
I will say this murder mystery has twists and turns.
I knew it was Hallett. I recognised him. Remember?
Mm-hmm. I remember.
You recognised him?
Yes. But he denied it. He insisted his name was Grenville.
Why did he stage his own death in the pulverizer?
This gentleman's just given us the answer.
Aye.
Hallett had presumably been assigned to investigate something or somebody on this ship.
Okay, yeah.
Then he had the bad fortune to be recognised. A chance encounter that put his entire mission in jeopardy.
Are you saying we had an undercover agent aboard, and I wasn't informed?
Well, you may have been a suspect.
Me?
Together with everybody else on this voyage.
Yeah.
I knew Hallett and admired him. But I assure you, until I removed that faceplate, I had no idea he was on board.
How did you know the dead man wasn't a Bulgarian?
Yeah. How did you know? Have you been editing The Matrix?
That would be a serious offence, Doctor.
Oh, would it?
At the risk of appearing impertinent, I would point out that you, the Valiard, and everyone here present could have acquired the same knowledge.
Surely we are approaching the sector with the black hole of Tartarus.
There's no danger. The safety margin is more.
Oh. He
That
didn't
is hardly the denial.
switch on the translator.
Simply a bromide.
As you saw, the bogus Megarian did not switch on his translator.
Very astute of you, Doctor. Let us assume the murdered man was responsible for the Mayday call. Perhaps you'll now direct your deductive gifts towards justifying his extraordinary behavior.
And I am indebted to the prosecutor for putting his finger on the nub of my defense. The reason why I could no longer stay on the sidelines.
You said you admired him.
I did. He was one of a rare breed. A maverick. He'll be missed. And he left these seeds for me to find.
To lead you to where I've been telling you all along. The hydroponic centre.
The music in this story, every so often, is so
What are you doing away from your post?
joyous.
The isolation room is under no circumstance to be left unguarded. If it happens again, I shall report it to the Commodore.
There's something in that isolation room.
Attention away from his... You know, I've always envied you that.
I should probably regret this, but go on, I'll buy it. Envied me what?
Your amazing ability for almost total recall.
Compliments. You are undergoing a change.
Well, I could have been comparing you to an elephant.
Doctor, I realise you're trying to take my mind off poor Edwards.
If you'd rather wait here.
Oh.
What have you got there?
A leaf from Harriet's pocket.
I didn't see you take it.
Ah, neither did anyone else. Another one of my tricks.
Whoa! That was snazzy.
What do you make of these pods, Mel?
I'm not into agronomy. Ask the professor.
Trematology. The professor said she was a trematologist. Science of breeding or propagating animals and plants under domestication.
I'm not much wiser.
Oh, think, Mel. I don't know what came out of this.
You end this charade, this pathetic pretense of normality. Can't you accept we're on the brink of disaster?
Our work must remain secret, whatever the cost.
You're completely without conscience, Donald. I'm aware of that. But I expected the professor to grasp the enormity of our folly.
You're suggesting that we jeopardize years of scientific research for the sake of some hypothetical danger.
We've no reason to believe the results of our
Hypothetical.
experiments are other than benign.
That's what they all say.
Have you been in the isolation room lately?
An unfortunate mishap that has no relevance to this.
What is going on in the isolation room?
Now. Unless you have concrete evidence to prove there is danger, I expect you to keep your word.
You simply don't understand, do you? The crime we're committing in the name of science will make us infamous. Always assuming there's anyone left to pass judgment.
Aha.
Decided to get some rest, Mr. Kimber?
Yes. Though I doubt if I'll sleep. At my age, one doesn't like to be reminded of mortality.
Can I fetch you a warm drink? Might help.
Thank you.
Oh no. Oh no. I love this plant division that we got going on. Oh no. Ah.
I've brought you a warm drink, sir. Shall I leave it on the dressing table?
Apart from getting rid of the guard, you're going to need a mask, and you can hardly ask the professor to lend you hers.
Quickly! The lounge! There are passengers trapped! On the door, man!
Oh!
Lives at stake!
Oh! Wow! Dramatic. Okay. I feel like we're about to see some shit. Oh! Oh my. Okay. Well, all right. Okay. You know, this season in general is a lot to take in. And as I've said earlier in this season in different reactions, I feel like I'm really going to reserve a lot of my thoughts about the trial as a whole until I get towards the end of it. And part of that is, you know, I'm kind of waiting to see how it all plays out. But, you know, it's also it's clear things are being tampered with, omitted, or changed, or whatever. And the one thing I will say about these first two parts is that I loved when the doctor was like, listen, this whole situation is being manipulated, right? And, you know, I'm being manipulated. So I'm not really, you know, I'm not really trying to necessarily, or I guess I should say, like, the top priority is not necessarily dealing with the trial. The top priority is figuring out who is fucking around. And I love that. I love that because it's clear that it's happening. And it's just so, I think, infuriating that particularly the Valeyard is so, like, just you can tell he just, I don't know if you guys noticed it. I don't know if you noticed it. Right over here on his shoulder, there's a chip. Did you see it? Did you see it? Yeah, like it's just, and these court scenes as this season keeps going on, I'm just like more and more just like, oh, what the fuck are we doing here? Like really. And I do think that it's all going to come together, and that's why I'm kind of really reserving a lot of my thoughts on the whole trial as a whole, because I feel like I only have some of the pieces over here. You know what I mean? Let's get to kind of the story being presented by the doctor, however accurate it is. It's just like, after he's like, no, that's not exactly how that happened, and I feel like things are being altered. I'm like, then why are we like watching this? And by the way, so far, I'm quite intrigued by the story. I'm enjoying the story fine, but it is like, if it's not entirely accurate, then what are we doing? You know what I mean? Anyway, but to go to the story, first of all, love the introduction of a companion kind of in the future. The doctor already knows Mel, has already been traveling with Mel. I love that. I really, really do. I think that that's like really a fun way to introduce a companion. And a couple of things about Mel. Obviously, I have met her in the future. Yeah. And I felt I had a moment, and I don't know if you can pinpoint it in the reaction, but when I realized it was Mel, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I feel so stupid. And I'll tell you why. Because I've mentioned this before, I don't remember what reaction. I think it was very, very early on, like the first story or second story in Six's run. And I was, you know, thinking at any moment Six could regenerate. Because I know how much time I have with Classic Who in general. And I know that Six, I need to get through it. When I started Six's era, I needed to get through Six's run and Seven's run. And I was like, either one of them is really short, or it's going to be kind of split even, you know, kind of throughout, you know, about this next year or so, in doing Classic Who reactions. So I really have had this mentality of like, I feel like at any moment Six could regenerate. But I forgot that I knew Mel was a companion for Six, which I did know. Because in the, she sees the coat, I believe, right? And she has like a little nostalgia moment with it and everything like that. And I've seen that. So I knew it was Six. And for some reason, like, you know, I should have had in my head, like, well, you know, as long as Mel hasn't arrived yet, I should be good. Anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent, and I just wanted to explain that expression that I made where I was like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. Oh, it's all very timey-wimey, hard to keep track, you know what I mean? Anyway, I really loved her in this story so far. Now I already know her from the future, you know what I mean, and everything, but I really, truly, quite like her in this story. I think she's got such a positive demeanor. She's definitely really fitness oriented. She really, wow, nothing like working out and getting rewarded with some carrot juice. You know what I mean? But I like her spark. just a lovely personality and lovely chemistry with Six. I feel like throughout this, and it's so weird because if you take out maybe, I don't know, the last story, because that was a whole different situation with his interactions with Perry, which still makes me like gutted that that's how she went out, and that was like the interactions with the doctor that she went out on, like all of that. Not to bring it down, but you know. But I feel like the first story of this season, if you want to call it stories, I know that's a whole overarching story technically, but you know what I mean. And this one, it's a little bit of a, like a, you know, like a softer side of Six. A little bit. It's quite a lovely connection that I've seen thus far with Mel. It's very lighthearted, and you know, Perry's start with the Sixth Doctor, let's just say, didn't go that way. Okay, it didn't. But I have to say, I'm very intrigued by the murder mystery of this all, and. Yeah, I mean, well, and people keep dropping. I feel like there's twists and turns, and regardless of the trial, regardless of this being presented as evidence and all of that, I'm quite intrigued by this story. I'm very interested to see where it goes. And obviously there's kind of layers to this season because you're watching the story, I feel like, for what it is. If it's accurate. I'm sorry, I keep harping on that, but it's just like, why? I'm getting more and more annoyed as this trial goes on. But, you know, there's obviously just the story for what it is, but there's also the story in regards to the trial and everything. So this is definitely a very, very unique season, and I definitely think the way that I'm going to feel about the whole season is going to be very contingent on how it all wraps up. But at least when it comes to the story that's being presented right now, I'm very intrigued. I'm enjoying Mel a lot, and yeah, I think that is about it, I think. All right. If you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. But if not, I'm just happy that you were here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.